This is the incredible story of Quincy Promes, taken from wiretapped conversations between Quincy Promes and his father. Quincy Promes says to his father, "Otherwise, I will stab him to death. Do you understand?" Later, more on this. At least 1 month prior to the Dutch national team playing the Czech national team at the Euro 2020 tournament, in the summer 2021, when Promes enters the pitch to play for the Dutch national team. At that time, the Dutch prosecution already has a massive case file against Quincy Promes. He is a suspect in an attempted murder case where Promes allegedly stabbed his nephew. Allegedly, there is a lot more going on for a longer period of time. Organized crime in the drug world. How did the famous superstar get entangled into the criminal world? And while all this is going on, Quincy Promes is still playing football at the highest level. A deep dive in the intriguing story of Quincy Promes. A quick overview of Promes' football career. Quincy Promes, born January 4, 1992, is a Dutch professional footballer who plays as a winger or forward for Russian Premier League club Spartak Moscow. He represented the Netherlands national team at the international level. Promes started his career with Twente in 2011, where he spent 3 seasons before moving to Russian club Spartak Moscow in the summer of 2014. That year, he also won his first senior cap for the Netherlands. Promes won his first major honor in 2017 as Spartak were crowned Russian Premier League (RPL) champions. He was named Footballer of the Year in Russia in 2017 and finished the 2017-18 season as RPL top scorer. In total, he amassed 135 appearances and scored 66 goals over his initial 4-year stint with Spartak. He signed for Spanish club Sevilla in 2018 for a reported €20 million, but struggled for form there. In 2019, Promes signed for his boyhood club Ajax, where he regained form and was a key player. He played for the Netherlands at UEFA Euro 2020. Promes moved back to Spartak in 2021 and became the top scorer in Spartak's modern era 2 years later, as well as top foreign scorer in the history of RPL. Stabbing accusations. At this time in 2021, Quincy Promes is not only a famous footballer, but he is a rapper and owner of clothing company Amassed QP. In July 2020, there is a family gathering where Quincy Promes performs as a rapper for his live band. One of the witnesses said that the gathering was going on for about an hour and the atmosphere was great, and after an hour or so, QP arrived and they had a drink with him and made a selfie. He performed 2 songs with the live band. Quote from the witness examination, Quincy Promes is accusing his nephew of stealing from his aunt. The victim denies. After midnight, witnesses see Quincy Promes come out of the venue with a knife approaching the victim, who walks backwards and trips while then allegedly gets stabbed in his knee by Quincy Promes. Afterwards, from tapped conversations by the Dutch criminal intelligence team between QP and his father, where QP says, "Otherwise I stab him to death." From conversations with his mom, he asks where he hit him. His mom replies, "In his leg," to where Quincy Promes responds, "Oh, I see, you got lucky." From there, the accusation becomes initially attempted manslaughter and changed after hearing these conversations into attempted murder. He allegedly did everything he could to stay out of the hands of the police. 2 of his friends went over to the victim to offer him Euro 20K to retract his statement and sign a paper that Quincy Promes wasn't involved. Sound recordings of this intimidation were found on the phone of QP. QP was already being accused in other cases. That's why his phone was already being tapped by the Special Criminal Intelligence Team. This team specializes in organized crime. Thanks to the tapped phone of those criminal investigations, these conversations regarding this stabbing were picked up. This team further picks up that there is potentially a case of domestic abuse and that he is allegedly involved in trafficking cocaine and other synthetic drugs. It's not the first time that football players are entangled in the criminal world. Back in 2013, there was an assassination at a dance party at a museum where the victim of the shooting was sharing VIP tables with several professional football players. When Quincy Promes is captured by the Dutch police and in custody regarding the stabbing, his brother-in-law goes to the police to say that he did it instead of Quincy Promes. As key culprit information was missing, the police lets the brother-in-law go. After 1 day in custody, Quincy Promes is let go out of custody due to rules that the Dutch police could not keep him any longer. Unexplainable, according to the lawyer of the victim. It stays silent for a while. At least a month prior to the Dutch national team playing the Czech national team at the Euro 2020 tournament in the summer 2021, when Promes enters the pitch to play for the Dutch squad. At that time, the Dutch ministry already has a massive file against Quincy Promes. He is a suspect in an attempted murder case where Promes, his nephew, got stabbed. Only 2 weeks later in July, the Dutch prosecution actually will prosecute him. Almost seems like the police waited with that to lift it beyond the Euro tournament. Then Quincy Promes signs a contract to go back to Spartak Moscow in a deal that could be worth up to 11 million euros. Promes gets convicted for aggravated assault in 2023, gets convicted for stabbing his nephew in the knee, and needs to go to prison for 18 months. Quincy Promes goes in appeal. This is still currently running. He now lives and plays football in Russia now. Russia has no extradition treaty with the Netherlands, which has enabled him to continue playing for Spartak. He is allegedly trying to get a Russian passport to make it even tougher for the Netherlands to capture him. Later that year in 2023, Promes was criminally charged for being allegedly involved in cocaine trafficking. Public prosecutors decided to prosecute him for involvement in the import of 2 shipments of cocaine. It concerns a shipment of approximately 650 blocks of cocaine and a shipment of almost 720 kilos of coke, which were intercepted in the port of Antwerp. Another suspect in a large criminal cocaine case, a nephew of Quincy, is already in custody for this criminal drug case and will be present at the hearing, which takes place in January 2024. Quincy Promes kept getting in the news on several occasions, such as starting a massive brawl during a game with Spartak Moscow, pictures of him with an automatic weapon allegedly trying to bribe Russian police to let them go. The latest news going around is that his team Spartak Moscow will travel to the Middle East for a football camp. The question is, will Quincy Promes be present, as this could be a chance for the Netherlands to arrest Quincy Promes as he will be out of Russia. However, allegedly he has been to the Middle East several times this year without any issues. Last year, Promes missed all football camps abroad. He missed the UAE twice and did not go to Turkey. According to Spartak Moscow, this was due to personal reasons. This is definitely not the end of this story. What do you think? Is he involved in the underworld? Why would such a talented football player take this route? Will he go and travel? Will he get a Russian passport? Share it in the comments. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, leave a like and a comment.